The second wave of volunteers were like me and Sinead, so people in their mid-30s to 40s. And then the younger generation are the third wave. So the star kids who are here shaking things up. And if you're a parent and you have a child who is displaying advanced abilities and advanced intelligence, this is why. They are an advanced soul who has come to Earth to help shift the trajectory of our civilization, and they need to be nurtured and honored in that way. And a lot of the systems we have created on Earth are not always conducive for the learning and growth and evolution of those sorts of advanced souls. And in Dolores's work, she notes that many of the beings speaking through her clients are acknowledging that the efforts are working in many ways. And while we may still have some rough road ahead, and we certainly have many systemic changes that are needed for our civilization to return to harmony and balance, we have indeed avoided some of the worst case scenarios, which is good to hear. So we've gotten some validation there that, there has been some payoff with this effort that has happened. And I should add here that many indigenous prophecies have also seen this tipping point coming, or this turning of eras for humanity, because we are in an era transition right now. They've seen the struggle that we're currently going through. So prophecies are seeing the future, or seeing future probabilities, and that's what has been seen, that what we're going through right now has been anticipated, and that while we're doing a good job, with some of that transformation's difficult, and it's massive on this scale in our world, and that sort of massive transformation does not come without loss and struggle. And at one point in the book, Dolores asks the beings speaking through a client about the date or the year of 2012, and the speculation about 2012 being a major turning point, or the timing of some sort of major event, right? There was all this talk around 2012, I remember it. And this subject talked about frequencies increasing and our vibration on Earth moving faster, and that 2012 wasn't necessarily a date that reflected the end of the world, but more about a date that reflects the shifting of energies on our planet. It was said that this is the tipping point. So 2012, which the Mayans documented, right, which is why we all knew about it, was a changing of eras. And so, through this advanced astronomical data and tracking, our ancient cultures on Earth were able to anticipate the changing of eras on our planet. And this will result, it was said in this book, that some people may not be able to handle the shifting energies. And for those who can't, that may be an exit point for their soul. That may be a point where they choose to leave the planet. And for those who do choose to move through this transitionary period, who have signed up to be here through this, there will be challenges. Like, we have been experiencing those. And in one case, a woman comes off the cloud, as Dolores puts it. This is, as she's taking someone into a regressed state. And this woman finds herself at the base of a temple, at the edge of some water, and she sees beings ahead of her. And this woman says, they were expecting me. They were aware of my arrival. And she starts to point in the regression. And this happens sometimes where someone's in such a deep state, they're having this experience and they're just living it, right? So they're pointing and doing all sorts of stuff. And so this woman says, or Dolores says, what are you pointing at? And she says, wow, it's a starbase, it's intergalactic. I said in a talk at a workshop recently that if you're one of those people who is unsure of why you're here, or even what your purpose is, because for a long time, I didn't even know what my purpose was. And there's a lot going on in the world, and it can be really overwhelming to figure out your place and what you're here to even do, and what you're here to focus on. And if you're in that place and it feels, challenging to figure that out, the simplest thing I can offer that I hope is helpful is that you're here to light the world up with love. Like, that's it. That's it. In your own unique way, in whatever way feels exciting and good to you, in whatever way feels healing and joyful, that's what you focus on.